did you give me? Because you're drunk.
Tracy, I'm like how I was yesterday. And I didn't expect it. It's because we're on an empty stomach.
You had the blast yesterday.
I had the blast?
You had the blast of
What
your
the
life.
hell is the blast?
The blast of your life.
I had a blast. I did.
If I wasn't your cousin, your life would be so boring.
All right.
Come
Yeah,
on.
it probably would.
No, it wasn't, because you actually live life with your friends, but...
Do you know what I love about myself?
What?
I enjoy everything. Like my friend
You
said to
actually
me,
do.
my friend said to me one time, like I must have I do some TikTok videos sometimes, yeah.
Angie, I'm sorry, this is the moment that I blow my own trumpet, yeah. But
Hey!
I feel like, no, genuinely, when I look at you, I just think, but this was what my behaviour when I was younger. I would get up, I would travel. Remember? When you lived with me, I'm always doing
I don't
stuff.
think we even lived together because I don't remember you being in the house. I actually don't remember you being in the house.
Angie,
Tracy,
do you remember?
I don't.
I was everywhere doing everything.
I said Auntie Bookie, Auntie Bookie, Auntie Bukola.
Because I was gallivanting. I used to gallivant.
And she never used to invite me anywhere,
because you were literally 9 years old.
Yeah, okay, but
and
let
I
me
was
get this straight.
19.
Wow.
Yes. It's only because...
You were 19?
Yes, I'm good 10 years older than you, babe.
Wait, something's just clicked in my brain. When you were 25, I was 15.
Yes. When I was doing all of those parties, she used to cry in your room like, why can't you come? You were 15.
Let's be real. What it was that I have a sister that's like 3 years older than me. So me and my sister did everything together. But then because she was a bit older than me, you lot could go out with her and not me. So I'll be at home with Mary and Sandra, like my mum and her mum. What am I supposed to be doing? I just hated my life.
That phase was lit, but don't worry.
This is even better.
Babe,
what?
This is a
Fumi's got nothing on me now.
Nah. Listen, you're enjoying now. It's different.
No, this is what I was gonna say. I really love myself. It's not even vain because I feel like it's been a process to like get to the point where you're like just really happy and content. So I don't care.
I think you're very lucky, if I'm honest. I think like you have a lot of privilege because you were the youngest.
Do you know what?
I feel like if you were not the youngest, you probably wouldn't have. There's things that you've learned from everyone around you that's older subconsciously. That's why you've been able to do. Do you think that everything that I'm doing now, I'm not young, so everything that I'm doing now, I would have been doing it.
You know when me and Moses had this conversation, yeah, because we even got into this thing like flow of conversation, and I was like, I thank God every day that not only am I like the youngest like out of me and my sister, but like out of my cousins and stuff. Yeah. My cousins are a good 10, 15, 20 years older than me. So I don't know if it's like everyone has this when they're youngest, but I've been sitting back for years. You lot think I'm not listening to your conversation?
You're listening.
You lot think I'm not watching your journey? Like I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I'll take that for the future. And I've literally taken so many mental notes. I feel like it's like a little bit of a cheat code. Like I feel like
I love that for you.
I love it.
Do you know what? There's some people who have that privilege and they do not implement it. But you, that's why I said
no one
can
come and tell me nepotism because a lot of people.
What? They will sit there and
you just. Hi guys, welcome back to the 2 and 2 podcast. I'm your host Angie, and today I'm with the one and only TRACEYDEE. Woo! So Tracy is a director. She's the CEO of her own production company. What I like to do with all my guests is I like to ask them, what are you most proud of that you've done? Because a lot of people like speak negativity onto themselves. So I just want you to big up yourself for like a minute. Go.
First of all, thanks for having me on. Like, this is welcome. So out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
What am I proud of?
Yeah. What are you most proud of that you've done this year, for example?
Oh, okay. So
the list goes on and on.
No. I feel like there's one standout one for me that I didn't expect to happen, that actually happened, and it's being a trainee director on a TV series. I remember the beginning of the year, I literally wrote down goals. I was sitting in my uncle's house. I usually go to Nigeria every December. Last year, stayed in London. I was in my uncle's house in Surrey. Every time I'm there, like, I just have heaps of bursts of inspiration because the house is crazy. I went there and I said to myself, like, I want to kind of push my boundaries and start something for myself. About a year and a half ago, or I would say coming up to 2 years now, I decided to like stop being a videographer. Put my camera down. I had no idea where my next job would come from, but I just said to myself that if I know that I want to move from videography to directing, I kind of have to
Take the
set a
step.
boundary.
Yeah.
And even if that means not having work for a period of time,
Yeah.
that couple of months was depressing.
I love the way you did it, you know. I feel
Do you remember?
Tracy, there's not a step in this journey that I don't remember. We're going to go through the whole journey because
we speak about it.
The funniest thing is, like, whenever I tell people to come on this podcast, they always say, like, oh, are you sure? Like, and I don't, like, when I was thinking about Tracy's journey, honestly, the whole journey, and I feel like the transition from videography to, I feel like you decided in your mind, I want to be a director, and then you just started just started introducing yourself as a director.
Yeah,
you changed your bio, like you literally just said, right, I'm taking off some content on my page so I can like push myself out there as a director. Literally. And then obviously, I feel like with the creative industry as well, you kind of need like a portfolio of work. 100%. So once you got one like director job, posted that, it's like, okay, now this is evidence that I'm a director.
Yeah.
Like, I remember it was the creative direction that you did for
Young Blue.
Yeah, Young Blue, and
that was a milestone in David Day. That was a
casual.
That was a big that was a big milestone for me because it gained a lot of traction.
Yeah.
Those are two well-renowned artists. And I was just so honored to be on that job.
Yeah.
You know, in this industry, it's a lot about who you know as well. And I was blessed to know, and naturally, not even because I even wanted anything out of these people in the beginning, but I've been going to Nigeria for a very long time, so I was able to meet people along the way. Yeah. Just, you know, through that.
It's mad that you can like meet people, but you don't know that in the future, like what opportunity they can provide.
Honestly,
you.
And that's why I'm always open to, I have my close network of friends that I've been friends with for, if you know me, you know who my friends are, but I know a lot of people, and I feel like that's something that when I started taking videography, directing seriously, I was able to leverage that because before it was just like, okay, I know this person, I know that person, I know what for. But I was able to kind of use that to, I would say, progress in the space that I really, really wanted to be in.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I want to get more into your journey. So like, when did you, first of all, what was your first job ever in life? Like from uni, let's talk about uni. What did you study in uni again?
I did media.
So,
so
it made sense.
Yeah.
So you always kind of knew that you wanted
production. Yeah, I knew that I wanted to work in the media space. I remember at one point I wanted to be a presenter. I was so hell-bent on being a presenter. I remember I was obsessed with Tokia Makinwa. I used to watch her videos. One time I emailed her and I think she even responded, my heart was beat. I loved it. But who I am now, presenting is not really my remit. I just feel like I wanted to do something in the media space. And back then, I was just like, okay, next best thing is presenting. But as I kind of figured out what I wanted to, I always knew that I didn't want to be a photographer either. I knew that I wanted to. That. Yeah, and I don't. I can appreciate a nice picture. Yeah, but
it's not something that you're passionate about. So you studied media, and then when you came out of uni, what was your first job?
When I came out of uni, my first job.
Do you remember?
Oh, I was working in investment banking. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
I got an investment banking job before I even graduated.
Okay, yeah.
Through a previous friend of mine. She was working on the sales desk in FX in an investment bank, and she got me an internship. And
that's mad that you went from media to banking.
Sorry, I was sitting there. I didn't know a clue of any of the buzzword, any of the lingo. I had to learn everything from scratch.
I'm sorry, and I studied journalism and I work in journalism, and I still feel like I don't know what's going on.
Imagine working on on the trading floor.
Yeah,
that's what people go to university and study economics. I was sitting next to people who went to like the best private schools in the world in the UK. Sorry,
that's crazy.
And yeah, it was a great experience. I learned a lot of fundamentals that I still apply in what I do now. Yeah. But to do that long term, it just wasn't me.
And then so from investment banking, you transitioned into...
I did various jobs within banking. And then it was actually out of the frustration of hating banking that I used to sit on my desk and like watch YouTube stuff about videography and stuff. I learned.
See, that's how you know what you're passionate about.
Yeah, I learned to use the camera through jobs that I managed to get. Yeah, I remember Ade, like one of my best friends.
One of your best friends?
Literally my husband.
At this point, yeah.
But he used to follow me on jobs because I would need an assistant. Oh my God, if it wasn't for, listen, I would go on these jobs, my hand would be shaking. I would be pretending like I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I was doing.
Like, that's how
That's
I
learned.
Yeah.
That's how I learned. And luckily, I just had a good network of people again that I was able to kind of get jobs from, and it's a domino effect.
Do you know when you first started? Obviously, you're a woman, and I feel like just being a woman alone, like you already. It was different. Like, for example, you come on set and people might already think, who's this girl type? How would you describe your journey overall? If you had to like title it, like, would you say it's been smooth sailing? I mean, it's not been smooth sailing, but
I would say it's been steady. I would say it's been.
I feel
steady.
Like it's been like steady. Obvious progression.
Yeah, it's been steady. Yeah. It hasn't been fast.
Yeah,
but it's been steady. It's like what I wanted for my journey was to look back at each year and be in a position where I'm happy and I'm not doing the exact type of projects that I was doing before, or I'm a step closer to the type of projects that I wanted to be doing. And that just took me setting in boundaries, because I got to a point where people knew that I was doing videography and because I knew that wasn't my end goal, they would keep coming to me for videography, and I had to just, one day I was like, I can't remember what happened. Maybe I didn't have a great shoot or whatnot, but I came home and I said to myself, I think I even called you, I don't remember. I literally said that I'm not picking up the camera. I'm not holding the camera again.
Wait, was that just because you were actually sick of, because I can't, like, when I used to go to set with her, I used to think, how on earth are you holding? This camera is heavy to start off with.
Do you know what?
And editing.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really enjoy the editing part of the process. I'm so happy that I did it the way that I did do it, though, because I've learned so much that I still use, like even in directing today. Like, I know how to edit,
and that's good, because you I feel like it's good for you to guide, like, now that you're outsourcing it to like an editor or like a different videographer, you know the best way to guide them, because you've literally done it 100%. Yourself.
And you know, I feel like in this industry, people can, you know, let you down, should I say. So I feel like it's always important to have that skill set to some degree yourself, so you can kind of just be your own safety net.
Yeah. Do you ever get like imposter syndrome? Why are you laughing?
Hell yes.
Yeah. I feel like that's so normal though.
Yes. I feel like my journey's just been different. Like, it's just in general, like I keep saying that I'm lucky enough to know certain individuals that would put me in certain spaces or give me certain opportunities that would be harder for just someone else starting out. So that's helped me leverage, you know, my work. But I don't think that sped up my journey either. I don't think it's sped it up. I feel like it's helped my portfolio and the type of people that I've worked with, but I've still had to do the groundwork. Like, it doesn't change.
Would you say like you're in a good place now though?
I'm in an okay place.
Tracey, you're so humble.
Do you know why? Because I feel like I'm so harsh. I'm so hard on myself. We had this
conversation the other day, and we were talking about, like, obviously she's humble, which is good to be humble, but I was like, in her head, she might be thinking she's nowhere near where she wants to be, but that's because in her head she kind of has like a vision of where she's aiming for.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm telling her from the outside looking in.
Do you know what as well? I feel like because the people that I have around me
are like also doing big things.
Are doing big things. So I feel like the bar for me is very high.
Very high.
It's very high. Yeah. Like, my best friend is one of the best makeup artists in this country.
Yeah. No, she's
like, my mentors within the industry are doing crazy things. So for me, it's like, I'm proud of how far I've come, but there's no trumpet to blow just yet for me.
I feel like,
I'm sorry.
You gotta celebrate as you go along.
I do. I try to.
You celebrate like the first big campaign you did, but no, you have not.
Do you know what? And again, like I said, when jobs come for me, they come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, so one of the first big jobs that I did with Grey Spaces was with Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
And that was through a friend who called me and was like, Tracey, I need creative direction on this job. For me, you know, how it is. I'm always doing something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't really have.
I actually remember. Sorry, I remember. Obviously, you went from videography to creative directing.
Yeah.
And then I remember she called me one day. She was like, "I'm gonna start my own production company." And I was like, "Do it." And she was like, "I'm just gonna think of a name." And it was like within like a week or two, she had a name, registered it, and then now it's like it's an actual like.
The thing about me, when I want to do something,
you will actually do it.
I will do it. You know, even if I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what it means, I don't know how I'll do it. I'll find out and I'll do it. Like I would learn on the job. That's one thing about me. I remember when I was in banking, I sent her a text and I was like, I'm going to start my own production company. I didn't even know what that meant.
Oh, you said that ages ago?
Literally, I was going through my phone. I'll show you later. Again, it's very important what you speak into existence, because there's a reason why I said that. Like, I knew within myself that I wanted, maybe I saw how things were being done. I didn't know that was exactly what it was, but I just knew that I wanted to start my own thing. At that time, it was so far-fetched for me, but I was just speaking about my future plans. And I'm just happy that even though it somewhat took a while, I'm doing what I said that I always wanted to do.
And it's crazy because it's not even like, let's say like some people come from like a family of creatives.
Yeah, no, what? Yeah. When I started...
Let's talk about Mary.
Mary, that we call...
No, if your mum sees this, sorry, auntie.
We call Mary,
Tracy's
my mum,
Mary.
Because all my friends Mary, because she's just Mary. Mary who just likes to start.
Yeah, so like your family background, like what do your parents do? You've got 2 brothers.
I've got 2 older brothers. My dad had a travel agency, really like one of the biggest travel agencies in London for like the Nigerian community before he moved back to Nigeria. My mum, she's into property. So I had a somewhat okay childhood. Like I'm not one of those people who pretend like we were never rich. Don't get me wrong, but I never went without, and I never felt like I ever went with anything. Yeah. So, and again, I had like the only girl.
Yeah, and you were the youngest,
and I was the youngest, so I always felt protected. Like it was fine. Like. I only grew up with one sister. Like I can't imagine. I never
like
even wanted to have a sister. Like it's not only because I had
with me now.
I always had cousins around me. Even before you started staying with me.
Yeah.
My older cousin Kemi, do you remember, lived with me? Yeah. So I always had that sister figure.
Yeah.
But I always realized as well that I gravitated to women as well in the sense that like older girls were always my friend. I remember I was close to my friend Kenny, even the lady that I used to work with. We had this like sister relationship because that was probably me wanting to have that sister.
And you know what's mad? I have 2 friends that have like 2 brothers as well, and they always talk about how like friendships for them, like female friendships for them, feels very different because it's like they don't have sisters. And for me, it's like, I don't know. I've always cherished like female friendships, and I think it's because me and my sister. It's just me and my sister, so we were literally like best friends. So to me, it's like when I have a friend, it's like that's also my sister.
My sister, yeah.
So back to the journey.
Okay.
So now, from being a creative director, get it right. Is it creative director or director? Director.
I'm a director, creative director.
Okay, so from director, what made you then? But like you said, you literally already said it years ago that you wanted to do a production company.
Yeah.
So how was that transition, like from director to CEO?
I do both.
Yeah. But like, do you know what I mean? Like also, because you're the director within your company, right?
Yeah.
So like, what was that?
I do directing and I have a production company, but I don't. Again, my production company is a bit different from. It's not just TV and film. It's not just film, music videos. It's wider. So we do productions. We do productions for brands. We do set design. Yeah, I'm trying to offer a specific set of services that not only one production company that I can think of offers. Okay, so I'm lucky enough to be in certain spaces and I want to be of service to those spaces through my production company and offer value through my production company through those spaces. I'm
thinking like, because when I was young, I feel like I low-key had an interest in media. I don't know if that stems from... you. I don't know where it stems from, but I've always had an interest. But I just remember not knowing how to get there. I just knew that I always knew I wanted to be a presenter. Like you said, I literally have always wanted to be a presenter. Like even in my job, I work in journalism. In my job, like within my job, I still want to be a news presenter. Like so now, obviously, this is kind of like a dream for me, and it feels like the start of actually doing something that I want to do for once, and I'm just so passionate about it. So like, imagine there's like a little girl watching this now. Like, what's your best advice to her? Like, if she feels that she wants to break into the media industry, how would you need to gather the analogies from how you pushed yourself to get here?
I'm just trying to say something that's not generic.
Yeah, I don't know, but just genuinely, like, whatever.
Genuinely, you have to make yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And when I say make yourself uncomfortable, you have to lower your pride. You have to reach out to people that are doing what you want to do. You're going to get so many people ignoring you.
Yeah.
If you hear about a shoot that's happening, go down to that shoot and ask what you can do to help.
Yeah.
Be willing to start from the bottom. Be willing to start as a runner. Just try and learn as much as you can, because you're not just going to go on set and be a director from day one.
Did you ever have to be a runner?
Not a runner per se. I had friends who are directors. Yeah. I used to DM them and just say, can I shadow on your shoot?
And that's for free.
For free.
That would have been that's my advice as well. Because even
for free.
I guess my job is still media, like journalism is still media. But when people ask me, because I get messages now, and I be thinking like, guys, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I don't even know where I am. But I get messages now, and people ask me like, oh, like, how did you get there? And I'm just thinking, to me, it feels like,
yeah, but it's not like you say the same thing to me.
Yeah, but when I actually like, because so many messages on LinkedIn, people asking me for advice or like, do I want to go for coffee? And I'm just like, guys, I don't even know what's going on. I literally just started this not longer. But when I do like, when I start sending the advice, it kind of, then I think, okay, maybe I do kind of know what's going on. And genuinely, the uncomfortable thing is so true, because people obviously see the end result of like, yeah, like I've got like a good job, but nobody will see the fact that I had to do like, basically, I did like 7 weeks unpaid work for so many different, four different.
Sorry to cut you, but it's like, even till today, there's certain jobs that I might not even get paid for. Yeah.
But I feel like you need to think like long term, because in that moment when I was doing 7 weeks unpaid work, I was really thinking, yo, this is so. And I remember I was working like 5 days, and then because I was working for free, I would work 2 days to get money. So then it was genuinely like, I knew that this might not be benefiting me now. I might be tired now. Yeah. My hair might be a mess. I'm going up and down, up and down. And bearing in mind, I even live in Nottingham. So I'm traveling to London to do this, going back home to work on the weekend, then coming back. It was literally working 7 days a week for 7 weeks. And I remember my mum saw me at the end of those 7 weeks, and she said, is everything okay? I looked battered. I looked so like my...
But look where you are now, girl. Child. It's worth it.
Yeah, my hair was like, I was just a mess. And then like, so when someone was asking me for advice, I was literally just like, anything that you feel like is uncomfortable now but might benefit you in the long run, like just do it, and just sacrifice that period of time just to be a bit uncomfortable. And then, because it really and truly, like, that's what got me to where I am now. Not like I'm in a, I mean, but that's just what got me my job. And so I obviously did the work experience for like 7 weeks, and then just because they were impressed with how I did, they just offered me a job. So yeah, so when people ask me like, how'd you get there? You just got to sacrifice. I can't like, you have to sacrifice, because I had to miss out on so much as well. Doing 7 weeks, it was horror, but it was so worth it in the long run. So I would say,
but it's like catapulted you to this position.
Yeah,
now,
I agree with that as well. And it's the same with uni. Like, loads of people don't make it to the end of uni, and I get uni is really, really hard, but it's the same principle. Like, you just have to apply yourself and sacrifice this time, because in the future it's going to benefit you. So yeah, I agree with that advice.
Yeah, so just, you have to make yourself uncomfortable. You have to reach out to people that are literally doing what you want to do. Pick up the camera and start shooting with friends. You
just have to start.
When I was first starting out, just to build my content, if I didn't have any shoots, I had friends that were dancers. I reached out to my friend Sue King, who's an amazing dancer. I said to her, I want to make a video, or a dance video. I did the whole treatment. I bought my lighting in
for free.
What? I paid for my salary. Okay. So I rented a house in Peckham that we used to shoot all the props. I had like lights and I had kit. So yeah, I literally shot with her just to build content. And you have to think outside of the box, because there isn't one way to get into this. A lot of people that I know that are directors now didn't start off as videographers.
Did you ever struggle with like, see how you're saying you have a big network of people? Because my friend said this to me the other day, like she has something that she wants to do, and she has certain people in her life that she could pretend not ask for help, but like they could help you out in a way. But she has this thing of, I want to make it on my own and not. Do you know what I mean? Did you ever have that sort of feeling, like when you were reaching out to like your friends that were directors?
No, never.
And I feel like that's, you shouldn't. That's
never.
pride.
I didn't because I'm just thinking about the end goal.
Yeah.
I didn't have pride. When it comes to other things in my life, I might have pride.
Yeah.
But when it came to this, I would ask my friend, even till sometimes, up until a couple, like a year ago, 2 years ago, I would still, even though I was getting my own jobs, I would still reach out to people and that I knew and ask, can I just come on set? Can I shadow some of my friends that were directing big videos for big artists in the UK? I would go. Remember, we went on the shoot, and I was the videographer doing BTS. I used to do BTS. So all
it's
of
so
that.
funny because I would tag along to these shoots. I'm not on the call sheet.
You were
nothing.
there for vibes.
I was there for vibes. I'll post a snap and people will think I'm doing something important. Guys, I promise you, I was holding the camera backstage. I wasn't doing anything. Like literally. Obviously, I'm your cousin, so you just invite me to places.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel like, or like, let's say it's a shoot and you have me on the shoot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think, I might actually, like, do I need to be here? Or are you just telling me to come because I'm your cousin? But then I think as well, I don't think you would tell me to come if I couldn't do it properly as well.
Exactly. Like, I wouldn't, you should know me
that's
by
what I'm
now.
saying. But then I feel like from the outside looking in, some people might see it as that, like, I don't know who asked me. And then I was like, oh, my cousin's director. And he was like, nepotism, as a joke. But I was still like, But I don't feel like you would tell me to go if it wasn't.
Oh, can you imagine? No, but the thing is, of course, if you were not my cousin, I probably wouldn't know you because of the age gap. But because I can see that you're capable, you are more capable than some people that I've met that are have been in this game before you. I'm not. Yes, it's because you're my cousin, 100%. There's that level of trust. I'm not gonna lie. I've got certain jobs through nepotism. Again, going back to what I said originally, who you know in this industry helps you immensely. I'm not gonna pretend. It does. It's not.
And I don't think there's anything
I wouldn't
wrong
say it's
with
fair,
that.
but that is essentially the name of this game. If you weren't capable, I wouldn't even. There's so many people that I could essentially assist in a similar way that I wouldn't even dare even try, and that are even closely related, more closely related to me.
Wait,
yeah.
Wait, I want you to be super, super honest, So, have you ever had like a shoot, like a really bad shoot malfunction, like a shoot that's gone horribly wrong?
Yes, I have. But luckily, there's nothing has happened on the shoot that I haven't been able to fix. Or there was a time when I was on a shoot and I forgot to charge both batteries for my camera. One of the camera stopped working. Obviously, the batteries died right in the middle of the shoot. I started pretending that it was recording. There was nothing recording. I was pretending it was recording and then
but then when they don't see the content,
I did that for about half an hour. Then in my head, I was like, this is not making sense. So I literally just got my phone out and was like, oh, I'm gonna
get BTS or something.
I'm gonna mix up the format, so I'm getting like raw content on my phone, and because some people do like that style. But I had to think, how am I going to fix this? Because
did you have the battery charger with you?
I had the battery charger, but
because you could have been charging one while you're pretending to shoot.
Yeah, so I did end up doing that, but because it was quite fast paced, I had to, keep going back to get the battery, put it in. It was only like, it was always on red. It was always on red. But apart from that,
no, I feel like, I just remember what happened to me.
What happened?
Honestly, I've only had because obviously I was doing photography for a bit as well. I was dibbling and dabbling. Then I was trying to do videography for a bit. But I think I've come to the conclusion that I can't sit there and edit. Tracey, when she was doing videography, I feel like I've memorized certain commercials and certain music videos. I've heard it. I think when we went to Nigeria in 2019, I don't know what you were editing, but it's like,
I think I remember that.
I hear it non-stop for 3. I can even recite the whole song before the song comes out. It was too much. So then obviously when I was dabbling in it, I said, this editing life is not for me. And obviously my course had a lot of editing, my uni course. Anyway, so then I thought,
Do I have the thing on my lip?
No, do I?
No.
I was like, so let me try videography. So obviously I've gone to, shout out my friend, he's got a clothing brand. So I've gone to this clothing brand shoot, and I actually came to do videography for the shoot, but I ended up doing the photography just because...
You was really good though. That turned out really good.
No, I kind of ate, but it was an accident. I promise you, I was there to do videography. So
I'm not gonna lie, you
guys, honestly, no, let me be real.
Thing.
You gotta get it how you can. So the camera is not even my camera. I rented it from uni. So obviously, because of my course, I get access to like all the equipment, and I'm not gonna lie, they have like good quality equipment. So why am I not gonna use it for free? Anyway, so then I've rented the camera out for this shoot, and yeah, so it was for videography, and then I ended up doing the photography for the shoot anyway, and thank God it turned out well. I was so nervous, but nobody could tell on the day. Everyone was even
you have to own it. Like, you have to go on set and own it.
I looked like I knew what I was doing.
If you're nervous, it's gonna show.
I don't know where the confidence came from, because I was even asking questions about the aperture. I said, wait, I don't even know what's going on.
What this means.
Yeah, literally. And then, so cool, the pictures came out really well for a first time ever, like, doing a shoot. Yeah?
I remember those pictures.
Very nice. And then... So what I actually came here for, so when we finished the photo shoot, I started recording like for the video. It was like not advert, but it's basically like to launch their like new clothes and stuff. Mm-hmm. Imagine we recorded for like, I would say maybe like a good 2 hours is not long, but it was long for me. Like, it was probably a while, yeah. And then everyone was so happy with, like, I was even showing them on the camera when we watched it like on my laptop on the way back home. We were so happy with it.
It's always nice when the client has really good feedback.
And then it went to shit.
Oh, so then, I remember.
So then I got home. Guys, I feel like you really do learn along the way to be very like thorough and like very meticulous, because obviously I didn't have a hard drive. What? That's already that's a fail. I didn't have a hard drive. That's a fail. So then I remember I put everything on my laptop. Cool. We watched it in the car. Everything was fine. I got home. I even watched it again. It was fine. And then it was like, I tried to move it into a folder, and then I changed my mind and I said, let me move it back.
Got corrupted.
Tracy,
I really know.
Every single video, it was gone. Like, it was just not, it was nothing. It was essentially like the metadata of like what was there, but the actual content was all gone. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, this is actually what I came here for. I'm so glad that I did the photo shoot, because if I didn't do that, it's like I literally came and did nothing. And obviously I got paid. So this wasn't even for free. I got paid. And then I remember just thinking, I even took it to my technicians and I said, how can I get this back? He racked his brain and he was like, I'm so sorry. There's no way you can get this back. Once a file is corrupt, like, I don't even know where it is. You don't have a backup hard drive. You don't have anything. So. I'm so
thankful to God that I've never lost content. Some files have been corrupted, but in the grand scheme of things, I have other.
Imagine everything. Tracy, I didn't know how to tell.
As I started getting bigger jobs, who am I going to tell that I've lost?
I didn't know how to tell them. Honestly, I was so... But then he was like, you just have to be honest, because what can you say? I just said, I'm not going to lie to you. Everything is gone. And he took it really well. I'm not going to lie. He took it really well, but I was shaking like... So yeah, that was the only video shoot I've ever done, and it was just horror, and nothing came from it, basically. But, you know, you live and you learn, and now I double, triple check everything. I back up everything 10 times.
Even on the go, certain jobs you have to back up as you're shooting.
Yeah, I've learned that, yeah.
But yeah, one thing I would say that I think can be hard to set boundaries for, especially when you start getting jobs constantly, and, you know, your phone's ringing and... you know, work's coming in, you have to know when to also put your foot down and...
In what sense?
Stop taking free work. Especially when you're building
like, know what you're worth.
Yeah, especially if you know that you can do the job at hand and you can do it well.
Yeah.
And you can offer everything the client wants. I feel like you should really, really know when to stop taking on free work, because people do... Take the piss, and people do take advantage of new talent, especially when they know that you're capable of something. They take advantage.
I feel like as well, if like
it's a catch-22.
They know that you're better than what you're even putting yourself as, and then they can even see. I feel like if they see the slightest, like maybe like insecurity, or like you're not even charging what you should be charging. If they see that, then that's when they take the piss.
I think it's a catch-22, because when you're first starting out, you're going to do free work.
Yeah.
But I feel like there comes a point where you say to yourself, okay, this particular project that I'm about to go on, is it worth me doing it for free? Should I be charging? You know, do I have a portfolio already, which I don't need to, this project's not going to, you know, really add to that, to what I already have. Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like this.
Sorry, do you know when you were doing videography? Like, did your mum or like her friends or anyone ever try to like hire you? Like any African aunties?
One auntie said she wanted to do a photo shoot. I should rent out a studio. I said, for her 60th, I said, I don't do that kind of...
It was horror.
I don't do that kind of content.
I don't do that kind of a thing.
Sometimes my mom, I don't do that kind of a thing. I don't do that kind of thing.
No, you didn't.
So I don't do that kind of a thing.
My mom, obviously when I was doing photography, my mom's friend like wanted, she did hire me for a shoot. But it was like, when I told her the price, and I knew I was starting out, but this price was actually not even a lot. Like this is actually, I was even researching, what do you charge as a beginner photographer? And I was just averaging it out. And I even went less than what Google said, like what Google said the average was. And she was like, come on, like.
Yeah, but she's Nigerian. Anything you're going to say, she's going to say, come on.
That's what I'm saying. And she was like, oh, you're not even going to give me discounts.
She's going to half it.
That's why I was like, you can't. She's
going to half it. She's going to half it.
Nah, you can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I genuinely, this kind of career path is an actual journey. I am not anywhere near where I want to be, or I'm getting the type of jobs where I envision me to be getting, which I will get.
Amen.
Very soon.
You will.
But I'm just proud of myself in the sense that I'm not where. Even a year ago, that's my girl.
That's my girl. No, my hippy dippy bracelet hasn't been shown.
You are such a hipster. You want to be me so bad.
I've never seen you wear ankle bracelets.
Yeah, but this is my vibe.
I would never wear them socks, and I would never wear them to the side like that. I would never wear them to the side. This is you.
Of my behavior.
This is you. Very scary. You know, you trying to tuck it in. Nah, I'm wearing a slipper. Okay. Anyways, we take it back. Grey Spaces, when it first started, you did a campaign pop-up for a brand.
Yeah.
It's actually quite a well-known brand, I would say. And that was really successful.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Successful.
3-day pop-up.
3-day pop-up in London, and it was really. I went on the third day. Had the time of my life. It was amazing. And I just feel like everything was well planned, well thought out, and as well, because I saw you in the planning process, it was just like, damn, this is like this.
I remember on the third day of the pop-up, I slept for 24 hours. What? My head's pounding. But I'm grateful because I've learned so much as well. I've done projects that I wouldn't even have thought that I would have been on.
Did a campaign in Paris.
Did a campaign in Paris. That's the first commercial. Should I say that I've done?
Sorry, let's talk about. I don't know if this is on the Grey Spaces or just you as a director, but she literally directed a music video. It was that was fun.
I've done a music video before, but I've done music videos as a videographer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was your
and doing it. This was label backed, so I got. This was directly with a label. This was big. Under my production company as well, so it's a double win for me. It was, it was amazing,
and it turned out so well on the day. Like, not only obviously the video turned out amazing, but I just feel like the energy on that set was like.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm actually like
content.
For the first time, I'm like literally for the first time, I can actually say that I'm like proud of. Yeah, I'm proud of setting my mind to something and actually doing it, and so like surpassing the initial plans that I had for myself. I'm not even one. I could do like the biggest job of my life. I might not even post. Sometimes.
Why?
Like, I don't know. It's just imposter syndrome. Like, I still suffer from.
Everybody gets. Yeah. I don't know if everybody gets that, but it's just.
Some people don't. Like, I feel like for me.
Some people have what's the opposite? Where you feel like you're something that you're not.
You're not.
What is the opposite of imposter syndrome? I don't know.
Over. I chest. I chest syndrome. I chest syndrome. What? I sit down, you know. I mind it. I mind my business. What?
No, you actually have to mind your business in this life.
Yeah, I just have really big plans for the type of projects that I'm going to work on.
So, like, do you know some people like have like a goal in mind where it's like, when I get here, that's how I know I've made it. What is your, like, Tracy? What is your, like, I don't know if you have, like, a particular artist that you want to work with or a particular brand. Like, what is your, when I get here, then I can, do you know what I mean? Do you have one of those? Or do you just feel like you're just freestyling right now?
I wouldn't say that I have a particular one goal, but when my production company and when I get to a level where I'm continuously directing
back to back
TV shows, commercials, back to back, and I'm doing it worldwide, for me, that, because I don't plan to, and you know me, it's one way somehow. So I'll just call you one day. I say, Angie, let's be going.
Let's
Get up, pack your load. We're going there. So
I'll come uninvited anyway.
Yeah, that's one thing that I appreciate about myself, because I don't really rant about, or I don't really blow my own trumpet. I'm just not that person. But one thing I can say is that when I want to do something, I will do that thing and I will do it my way. I find a way. I don't know how you do it. Find a way. Like this year, the amount of times that
Osla blood.
More that blood, that Destiny blood that my dad gave me.
Real.
What? Yeah.
Your mom's a hustler.
My mom's a hustler.
Yeah.
So I think it's just in my family.
Yeah.
I think it's just in my family. Like when I sit down and I'm not doing anything, I feel like I'm in trouble. Like why is there not something that I'm working on?
Yeah.
Like
why are you not busy? Yeah.
Why am I not busy? And man.
But then at the same time, it's also good to, we've talked about this as a balance.
Yeah,
sometimes I feel like
as well. 100%,
the rest is not really resting sometimes.
100%. I want to do my own short film. I have so many and I feel like this year especially, I've met, again, when I was working on the TV show, the writer of the show just coincidentally ended up being someone that my dad gave her first job. She worked in my dad's travel agent as a runner or someone, but she recognized, I've noticed that. I was thinking, who's this girl? She's been looking at me since Monday. I was thinking, if she looks at me one more time, I'm scrapping. Because I don't understand, am I wearing a shoe? But not knowing that she's actually my big sister, and I respect what she does so much. Like, I feel like now I can reach out to her for advice, but it's like, it's so weird how the dots are aligned. And for me, that's how I know that I'm meant to be in that space as well, because why her? Why that writer? There's so many others. Yeah. And it's just, for example, another reason why I wanted to start this production company, and it's a major point for me, is that there were so many jobs that were coming to me that I don't do anymore. And I didn't want to just let that go. Why don't I create something bigger than me and offer these opportunities through my production company with people that I know that are capable of doing it. People that might not even want to do directing. They want to do videography. They want to do photography. So essentially, that's what I wanted to do, but on a bigger scale.
Do you know what? I just think something. For those that don't know, because I remember before I even entered into any sort of production set or... I remember I started off as an assistant producer for some... Producer? I started off as an assistant. The wine is hitting me a little bit.
Am I listening up?
Very loose.
Oh, okay.
Very loose. I like it.
Shake
it. I don't know. You need to show your sock.
I love that. Then it's
I did sock. Bomba Clark, this wine. Okay. I started off as an assistant producer. And I remember, obviously... I started thinking, what does a producer do? I legit, but now it makes so much sense. But I used to think...
A lot of people do not rate the producer position. They think that, what are you doing?
Sorry, after I've slaved away as an assistant producer, Tracy...
I've had shoots where the producers don't know what they're doing and it's affected the quality of... We don't even get the content that we need.
I'm sorry, but... They do. It's a lot of work.
Producing
and I definitely
is
think
a
it's
major
not
key.
a one-person job. How can one person source a location, source models, and then sort out kitchen?
On bigger productions, obviously you would have a location manager. You would have dedicated people, but the producer is the organ of all of them.
And then also as well, I feel like a big thing about producers that I hope, if you're a producer, you do recognize this, is that you're basically the point of contact for everybody. So you also need to be you need to have that, you need to have that not welcoming spirit, but because you're essentially managing everybody on set. You're making sure everything's okay, you're making sure everything's in order. So
it's a very big responsibility.
And I feel like
when I see producers now, and I even read credits and find out who producers are of big shows and shows that I aspire to work on. And I Google them. Just to see what they've worked on. I hail them. them.
Honestly,
because
but like I said, the only type of producer I knew,
definition
wise, is music producer. So when I started this role as an assistant producer, you have to pretend like you know what you're doing until you know what you're doing.
Until you know what you're doing,
at first
yeah.
I was thinking, I don't even know the definition of this. I don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But then, where was I going with this point? I can't even remember. As time went on, then obviously, this is my point. We've landed. So, explain what a production company does for people that aren't in the media space that might not understand, because I certainly did not know until I was in the space what a producer does, what a director does, what a runner.
So
what is a runner?
Are you talking about production company,
a production company
for a music video? Should I speak about?
For example, your production company,
Mm-hmm.
if you had to describe it to someone that's not in the media space, what would you say what's the purpose of a production company?
Essentially, say a brand or a label wanted to produce some content. They wanted to make a music video, or they wanted to, have
do a commercial, do a campaign, or have a rollout for one of their artists and do like a pop-up. They will come to me as the production company to do the 360 production from, it could be sourcing location, coming up with the concept creation, coming up, managing vendors. So everything is essentially, they're giving me that budget essentially to handle that specific project, and I have to execute that from A to Z. So whether that be I source a project manager to do that under my company, which I've done before, that's what it takes. But essentially, you have the responsibility of getting
executing.
The job done.
So it's very different from just hiring a director, because a director, you're just there to, it's your vision, essentially. It's your idea. It's that you are executing, you're directing on the day of the set. But if they outsource the production company, they're dealing with the post-production, so they're editing, and everything that comes, even on set on the day. It's like, it's not the producer, it's usually isn't the director's team. He might have someone that he works with closely, like maybe a producer that he works with closely, but the wider team is sourced by the production company.
So I was going to go on to this next. You're Nigerian, and I feel like just from my 2 trips to Nigeria, I'm acting like I've been to Nigeria 10,000 times. My 2 trips, 2019 and 2020, I feel like the creative scene in Nigeria is humongous. It's really good. So have you've worked, the Young Blue and David O one was in Nigeria, but like other than that, what impact has like the Nigerian creative scene had on your journey?
No,
as in,
listen, my good friend Dami Twitch, who's like one of the biggest directors in Nigeria. So that's one of the people that I used to contact when I want to do like, maybe just come on set with him.
But you knew him before, like...
I knew him before. I think I even met him on Instagram. I maybe just DM'd him or whatever. So I reached out to him, and then I said to him that he was shooting a music video. Oh, God, that was a double crack.
Do you know I did this on the train, and the woman next to me the way she looked at me, I felt like I needed to get off, and it wasn't my stop. It was so scary. No, but I just felt like, I feel like it looks crazy because I did it like this now, but I do it like this.
Yeah, you do too. So you do the most,
and I caught eye contact. I said, God damn, I need to do this in the comfort of my own home. It was very scary.
You've normalized it. It's not normal. Not normal.
No, you know what?
It's not normal.
Cracking my fingers.
As Mary would say, not normal.
Mary would say, I know how you people operate.
So yeah, I reached out to Dami and was like, can I do BTS on like a project? And he was like, Tracy, you've been doing BTS since. Forget BTS, come and be creative director.
I love people like that.
I said, what's creative director? I didn't even know what creative director. I had to go to his house.
Sorry, can I say something that I didn't understand was a thing? Movement direction. What? Which one is movement?
No, it's a thing, you know.
No, on the music video shoot that you did.
Yeah. It's a thing.
Said, wait,
it's a thing.
I realised that, you know what?
You need
every person here is crucial. I said,
crucial.
Even the way you place your hand.
What? Because when you're standing upside down, when your leg is out and it's meant to be in, and when you're doing higgy, when you're doing hagga.
Obviously, I don't think I've been on a set with a movement director. Because sometimes like, lower budget, it's like the lower the budget, the less people. So the higher the budget, the more people. When I saw movement, I said, wow. Yeah,
and movement directors are sometimes like dancers and people who know how to move. That's why directors. So everything is intentional. Like, everything 100%. Is intentional. I learned all of this on the job. Like I'm still learning. Like I'm making it clear I'm not an expert. Because I don't want people to feel like.
But I mean, you've been in the game 5 years.
I'm trying.
You should have a little anniversary date.
Do you know
Set
what
a date
I want?
when
do
you launch Grey Spaces.
Do you know what I want? Like
What?
as well. I want to have like not an academy, but I want like a group of girls that I'm there.
I'm already there.
Already on the board.
I'm already on
the board of directors.
Period.
I want to have like a group of girls that I kind of like mentor, that are videographers, or people that are.
Do you know how people? Sorry, obviously you might not see it, but because I'm like we're 10 years apart. People don't know that sometimes, but we're 10 years apart. Do you know how people my age are absolutely gagging on their knees for you to be their mentor?
Me?
Absolutely gagging.
Lies.
I'm not lying.
Yeah, you know, every time you say stuff like that, I'm just like, I want to have like, but it has to make sense. Like, I want them to be interested in a similar line of work that I'm doing. Because when I started, there's a lot more now, but there wasn't any female videographers. Now there's a lot, which I'm very happy about the progression within the industry.
Yeah.
Relating to like girls that work in the industry, because it was when I started, especially like black girls, like it was not really that.
Thank God for the change. Thank God.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like there's a few people that
and you have to actually recognize that you're actually part of that.
You
I don't think you realize. You're saying, I'm seeing a lot of black. You are also one of them.
You know, when I work, because I just go to work.
I'm so scared of you, Tracey. Like, I'm frightened.
I just go to work. I don't even realize that I'm actually part of, but also it's like, this is something, and this is a moment of like,
vulnerability.
This is a moment of vulnerability. Like when I have done jobs in the past, even when I was a videographer, and I feel like maybe the feedback wasn't great, or you know, someone did me in a way that I didn't expect them to do me. It still haunts me till now.
Oh yeah,
like, I'm talking 5 years later. It's like I replay like how I could have done things better, or I'm like rubbish, or you know, I replay that. So I have that I'm battling with. I know that obviously I'm not rubbish, but there's that elements of doubt. Do you understand?
Oh, do you know what? I remember someone said to me, fuck you. Sorry, I just need to put this out there. I said to him...
No, you looked in the camera. You're looking in the eye.
You know who you are. Yeah. I said to him, like, I've always said, like, literally from young, I've always said, the goal is I want to have my own TV show. Like, I want to be a presenter. He was like, I don't think you can do that. And I was like, this is why... Do you know how I was talking about my anxiety was really bad before? So, like, when I had really bad anxiety, anything people would say to me would dwell on my mind for a while. Or, like, any sort of, like... For example, I had a friend one time. Well, we're friends now, but like we had a situation where I felt like she was a bit envious, which she was, and we've had that conversation.
She was, you told me about that.
We had that conversation, but it was like one of them was where every single thing now is like I'm playing it in my mind. I'm playing it. Now I let things really roll off my back because it's.
I love that though. That's growth, because that's something that I'm still yet to. I remember one of the first jobs that I got that was quite a high profile job, should I say? I think. Even for the level that I was at the time, I wasn't qualified to do that job. But again, because of the person that I knew, she brought me onto the job and I did it. I got all the content, but I feel like in terms of post-production, it's not, I didn't edit it in how she wanted it to be edited. So I remember, because I was so like gagged and happy about this job, I would like call her and be like, oh, is this what you want? It got to a point where she stopped answering my phone call, and that, like, I think we ended up finishing the project like 6 months later when we finally agreed on like how we wanted it to go. Obviously, naturally, she was probably busy too, so she might not have been able to have answered my calls and stuff like that. But because of how I looked at her and how I placed her and the privilege that I felt for even getting that type of job, I've already felt like I failed. Do you understand? Like, so even till now, like, I know that it's not a testament of what I've become, but it's still like, it still haunts me. I'm just like,
but you need to let it go.
Yeah, of course, for sure. That's something. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, and I have let it go because if I hadn't let it go, I feel like there's certain jobs that I wouldn't even be able to continue taking. I have, but I'm not gonna lie and pretend like it hasn't. It doesn't. It doesn't haunt me.
And it's mad that something that happened like 3 years ago can ring in your. I think that's so crazy.
And that's why I'm trying to be very careful on how. Like how I would never people,
I would never.
And how
if someone tells me they want to do something or they have a goal to get, I would never in my life, even if I thought it, I would never say to them, you can't do, because you know how that, do you know, I feel like, I don't know who said this, but it was like people, for example, like negative thoughts and negative words stick more than positive thoughts.
100%.
I could tell you 100 times, Tracy, you're the best. Tracy, what you're doing is amazing. But if I say, Tracy, you can't do this.
Yeah, I'll remember
the
that
way
forever.
that will ring in your head forever. Even on your wedding day, you're in the aisle, you're thinking about this one thing that I said. But if it was something positive, it rolls off your back. So I've learned to flip that now. 100%. And I feel like I'm in such a good place because I've learned to, when people tell me that they're proud of me, I hold it with such high regard.
No, you do.
Even though like that. It doesn't necessarily, like, I'm proud of myself, so it's just like, this is a bonus type of thing. It's not like it's the main thing that's making me happy.
You have to rate yourself first.
Yeah, 100%. But it's like, now the negative things that anyone has to say, the way I let it roll off my back is so mad, because a year ago...
Can I tell you one thing that I do find hard, though, in this industry?
Well,
especially being like a black female creative in this industry, I really find it hard to believe people that are in a position of power within within our industry, the creative industry, who pretend that they're like about the community and they was like that's something that actually makes me want to just stick to myself, because people go on like, you know, podcasts, they go on panels and they'll be talking about community. That word community, it even annoys me now. Baby. When I hear it, I just think you're lying, because when it gets down to it, you just really help who you want to help, and I understand that. And everyone has the privilege, and everyone has you're allowed to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad thing, but I just feel like I'm someone who really, really just likes to live on what they say they live on. Yeah. Like, I'm not someone who's going to preach something and do another thing. Yeah. I love creating opportunities for people. I'm not going to say that I'm about community. I'm not going to lie and be that I'm about... No, but if there's someone that
how important is that to you? Like, let's say when you're putting a production team together for a campaign, are you like actively trying to recruit like black people, for example? Or are you just more focused on whoever can get the job done? But then do you also consider like community, for example? One thing that I like that you do is like, I feel like not necessarily, you don't have to hire everyone black, but I've heard you say a couple of times, when it comes to like the makeup artist, for example, you are very concerned with, can this makeup artist do makeup on black people?
Yeah, and it's not just about makeup artists who have a large following. It's about the aesthetic of what we're trying to go for. It's for the final. If can they execute the brief? So I go for people who I feel like can execute the job, but I am very intentional that I try and bring on women. I try and bring on people who have actively reached out to me before and said to me, "Oh, they're trying to get into this." If I like, people can hold me to that. Yeah, facts,
and that's so important.
Facts, because I know how hard it was for me. That's
what I'm saying.
People always see me. Okay, I'm out having fun. I'm doing this. I'm doing that, but you don't really, really understand the nose and the graft and the embarrassment and everything that I've had to like, and I still go through, and I still go through. Yeah, man, I just really, I'm still on my journey. I would say I'm still really, really on my journey, and I'm enjoying the journey.
And I feel like people out there that are maybe like thinking about starting something and want to reach out to people, I would say reach out. Like, rejections are just...
Another question. Can
I finish any train of thoughts?
No.
Okay. That's that on my own show.
No, this is our show now.
Okay. Yeah. Co-host.
Co-host.
You know,
I never do podcasts.
Look at you now. You're crossing legs.
I'm crossing.
I can even see the back of your sock.
Can you bring the Doritos?
Can you not? No, I'm not about to have you munching.
Oh, okay, fine.
The way you chew, we're not going to talk about it. You just this morning, you know when I was trying to take a nap earlier and I heard you munching on those crisps?
You didn't love it?
I could hear it. I hated it. I could hear it from the kitchen.
Lies.
I hear it from the kitchen, Tracy. It was so scary.
You try and make it seem I'm not an animal.
No, she's not. Go on.
I've even forgotten what I wanted to say. Continue.
Well,
I don't even know again.
God damn it.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Yeah.
What is cracking me up is we haven't even played the game yet.
Okay, answer all the questions
of thoughts.
that you...
I put a pin in one. Let me get the pin out. You asked me what I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
I didn't even...
Sorry, go on. We have to...
We talked about graduation. I said I'm most proud of that. And then we moved on to something else. Other thing I was going to say is probably just starting this. Like, I feel like I was stuck in the planning. And sometimes you get... I feel like you don't struggle with this because you're a dude. You do. But I'm very like... I'm kind of a perfectionist. So I was really trying to, at the end of the day, I can never regret anything because I'm glad that I started when I did, because it's put me in a position where the way I've started, I'm so happy with how I started. But yeah, I was in the planning process for so long. I even got to the point where, like, you know, my mum doesn't even know what I'm doing half the time. I don't even think she remembers what course I studied.
That's my mum as well.
Is there not a podcast that you're supposed to... I said, what? The fact that my mum is even asking me about this, I said, I've got to... So see, my mum asked me
I love
once,
that your mum supports you so much. What's actually...
I love that woman. She really does.
She's like... My mum will
She's
say...
my biggest fan. She posted me on her
My
WhatsApp.
mum will call me, she'll be like, isn't that a cad post?
Cad post? This is what I was so shocked. My mum even remember... Like, not that she doesn't remember things, but just certain things just like... Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So she said, is there not a podcast that you're meant to be doing? And I said... Oh, yeah. And I remember just giving, I think I even gave her 5 excuses in one. I said, Chelsea's not here. Chelsea's my best friend. I said, Chelsea's not here to help me. She said, And I said, okay. And then like 2 days later, she came back. I said, but why have you not started?
I love that,
and that day is literally when it clicked in my mind. I said, I need to start. My mum asking me twice.
Sorry, I need to just put it out there. You won an award.
Yeah. This is a moment. Let me just... Do you know, I haven't explained how I got here yet.
You need to let the people know how you got here.
I need to let them know. So what happened was, God works in mysterious ways.
I feel like you even wanted to throw this podcast in the bin. I said, excuse me, can you get up from that bed?
Do you know what I said? Do you know what? Maybe take the money back. This is too much responsibility. I felt like it was so much pressure, but let me backtrack to how I got here. Back to the graduation day, why it was so special for me, because it links to this, was how I said I was really academic. And I never had to try to get good grades. And then I remember in first year of college, I got AAC off not trying, which is crazy. So I said, I'm going to apply that same, I am not going to try. And I got to a point where I was predicted UUE. Tracy? Do you know I was even in meetings to go to Oxford and Cambridge? So for me to be predicted UUE, I said, God has to change my destiny.
Yeah, that's
And then they called my mum and they said, what is wrong with her? Like, she knows that she's capable, but she's not showing up to lessons. She's not doing... And I just... Do you know what? I haven't even spoken about this yet.
I didn't even know that.
Do you know why I actually lost faith in education? Why? It was because, do you know, like the whole like immigration thing? I started feeling like maybe it's better for me to not even have the grades to go to university than to get the grades and be told I'm not allowed to go to university. So I was like, before I even let myself get to the point of wanting this, let me just flop. And then obviously everyone's asking me.
So you don't have to like go through that.
But it's like these are things
again,
that I just didn't. I don't open up to no one. I didn't say nothing to anyone.
I didn't even know that.
Exactly. I think this is the first time I ever said it out loud. But in my mind, I said...
But I understand that thought process.
In my mind, I said, I can't go to university, so what's the point of getting good grades? So I stopped trying, I stopped listening, I stopped going in. So I decided to take a gap year. So cool. So then I ended up going to NTU, ended up obviously doing broadcast journalism. And I genuinely, if everything didn't happen exactly the way it did, I would not be here today, because I went into uni, first and second year, I was quite like to myself. Third year, I decided, okay, let me mingle a bit. And then I was best friends with like Andrea and Jack. Shout out Andrea and Jack. And Jack is one of my close uni friends who I did one trailer podcast episode with that got me here today. So it was literally, it was called Polar Opposites to begin with. Now it's called 2 and 2 because we had to, legal reasons, we had to change it. So we did the episode on like our different experiences, both being immigrants, but two different types of immigrants. So he's from Switzerland, moved to the UK when he was like 6 months old.
Yeah, it's a very different experience.
I'm from Nigeria, moved when I was 7 years old. I'm a black woman, he's a white man with a name like white name, and I've got a very long African name. So we both just basically was talking about our different experiences. Like, it was quite funny. That episode was really funny. And then we just did that.
Remember today in church, they were talking about the importance of identity.
Tracy.
Crazy.
So many things in church today were really slapping me in the face. There was the identity one, and then it was the treasure one. Because genuinely, there was just so many times where I just felt like, especially watching all your friends go to uni, and then I wasn't. But I'm glad that I didn't feel like left out, because I was working, making money, and I was just going to the uni experiences.
How you've used that experience now. It's not even about going to you. Anyone can go to uni.
No, I don't think you understand. People say that, but it's different when like you're being told that you can't go to uni. Like, I feel like everyone takes it for granted when uni's just like everyone can go. You get SFE, like you don't even think about it. But it's different when it's like you can't go. Like, even if you wanted to go, you can't go.
Yeah, it's different when you're not given an option. Yeah.
It's so different. And I feel like that's such a feeling that not many people understand unless like you are an immigrant in that situation. It's actually so heartbreaking, especially for the ones that get really good grades. I mean, either you have to fund yourself or you can't go. Like, those are the options. Anyways, back to the podcast. So we did that trailer episode, did it just to pass the module. And then they said, by the way, guys, you can enter your episode in an award. And I thought, Jack, do you wanna do the award? He was like, yeah, why not? So I did it, wrote a little like a little paragraph explaining why I deserve to win the award. So then obviously put the award in, forgot about it. I was enjoying my summer, went on how many thousands of trips, yeah. And then I was on the tube on my way to work, yeah. And I see a message saying congratulations. And I said, for what? What did I do? And it was literally like, congratulations, you've been accepted for the Jano Media Award, bursary of £1,000, like to do your... I called Jack, I said, Jack? Mr. Jack.
It's Mr. Jack.
I said, Jack,
look at what we did.
I said, Jack, guess what?
We did it for
and
Bants.
Honestly, the guesses that he was even giving wasn't even, because we forgot about it. I said, Jack, we won the award. Like, he was like, what? I said, we won the award. It was just insane. So anyways, we ended up winning the award. And then, because obviously he started a full-time job, so he wasn't able to do this with me. So I just kind of like took the reins and decided to like make it my own thing. And then, yeah, at graduation day, I didn't even know it was going to be a whole like ceremony about it. So they did like an award ceremony. He did like a little speech, obviously introducing why we decided to give this person this award. And obviously the award was to me, so because I wrote the application. So he basically read out my application. I was like, oh God. He was like, we read the first line in this application. We said, yeah. Before we even heard the podcast, we said, yeah, she's the winner.
What did you
write? And apparently my first line is, I deserve this award because I said, no, the boldness. It's not even like, I think I'm a suitable candidate. I said, I deserve this award.
I love that.
And he read it like twice. He said, when we read I deserved, they said, yeah, I already knew. From all the other applications, the first line of that was like, yeah, you deserve this award because you're telling me that you deserve it. I said,
so it's
I'm
yours.
going to take it. So he said,
conviction.
I said, I deserve this award because, and I went into this whole thing about how I set myself goals and I achieved the goals. And I said one of my goals was to get a first. But at the time I wrote that speech or whatever, application, I didn't know my grade. So then he was like, I hope you did get a first. I don't know if you did. And I did, obviously. So then they did a little cheer, whatever. So it's basically saying, they gave me the award because that first line already hooked them. And I gave them like a clear reason as to why I deserved the award. And they genuinely, through my words, could sense that I was very like determined, passionate and hardworking. And then they said, that was already enough. But then we listened to the episode and we thought, we need this girl. Like they were so like, what did he use to describe it? He said, your voice was just so compelling.
Wow.
I said, damn.
God. Do you know how nice that is to hear?
Yeah, so then obviously they decided to give me the award and then I accepted it. And then it was just months of, okay, I've won this award. And bearing in mind, another thing that I put in my application is, and everyone that knows me knows this, from young I've always said I wanted a TV show. And then like in the most, like probably like the last 5 years, I've been adamant on I want to have a podcast.
Yeah, you've been saying
And I've tried with like my friends, for example. I've even tried with someone that not even that close with. I thought, should I do it? Should I not? I've been in the planning stage for a podcast 3 times now and it's just never happened. And then I feel like this was genuinely God saying, whether you like it or not, you're going to have to do it. And it was always an excuse of money or time or school or this. And this was just like perfect timing. Like God said, you don't have to worry about the money because you're getting sponsored. You don't have to worry about the time because like you're getting paid. Essentially, you're getting paid for this as well. So it was just everything fell into place. And I really am so grateful to Jano Media for giving me this award because it was genuinely...
Yeah, they made this possible, man.
They made this possible and I've always wanted to do this.
It's a domino effect because even for someone like me, I've never been on a podcast. This is my first time ever like speaking about like my journey or even sitting back and reflecting on what like I've done and stuff.
How does it making you feel?
It's good. Like it's nice. I haven't even scratched the surface of like what I'm trying to do, but yeah, I'm happy.
You know what? I saw a Steve Harvey video and he was like, you can tell God what you want, but you can't tell God how you want it. And it really does relate to what we heard in church this morning because he was basically saying, if God showed you like your entire journey of how you can get to what you want, you might say, God, I don't want this part. God, I don't want this part. God, I don't want that part. But genuinely, all those parts that you're saying you don't want is what will get you there.
And it's all the pieces of the puzzle. It's what builds you. It's what makes you prepared.
It's like it gears you up for what you like. Yeah. And the passage that really stuck out to me this morning in the church, and I've been thinking about it all day since we left, is literally, I can't remember what, Matthew 13 something. I don't know the exact verse, but it's basically saying the kingdom of God is like a man finds treasure in a field, but then he hides it again. He goes and then he comes back and he sells everything that he owns and he comes back and gets the treasure. And the pastor was basically saying, like, you might feel like I have a talent, I have a gift. God, why is it not my time? But it's not like God is hiding you from your future. It's like God is hiding you for your future.
For your future. That's crazy.
It's not the time for you to come out yet. So, so many people that might be
a bit premature.
So many people that might be working towards something and they feel like, I've been doing this for a while. Like, why is it not working for me? Scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok. Like, why is it working for others and not working for me? God sees you as a treasure and he's hidden you. And when the time is right, he's going to come and dig you out and that's going to be the time. And that's how I feel in this moment now.
I love that so much.
I feel like hidden treasure. God has dug me out. Oh, and no one, what?
Shining star.
Shining bright like a star.
Nah, I love that.
So yeah, that sermon, that passage really stuck out to me.
I love that.
Everything is in God's time. Just gotta relax.
Babe, you're like 22 and it's so like...
Girl. Do you know, if it wasn't for you, I would really feel like I'm older. Like, I used to feel like I was older than I was in it. So
yeah, because you behave like...
Because I'm scary. Yeah. But like, genuinely, you always remind me like, I'm so young.
Babe, like, even this, like, when you look back and when you're my age and you look back, do you know this moment do you know this moment would have been so long ago? And you would have been like,
you would say, where was the studio again?
But it's like, this is such an accomplishment right now in this moment. So just...
I'm taking it in. I'm very present as well. I'm very present in this moment and I'm very great. Well, God damn, let's play this game. So, Tracy, you ready to play the 2 and 2 game?
Yeah, let's go.
So let me explain. For those that don't know, get to know. So there's 3 different cards in this deck of 2 and 2 game. So there is a green card, which is a confessions card. So it'll have something on it, you know, something you have to confess. You gotta be honest. And then there's a split card, which has a black arrow on it, which is basically, it has a good side and a bad side. And a lot of people think you have to choose between answering the good side question or the bad side question, but you have to answer both. You just decide which one you want to do first. So it's got a black side and a white side, good and bad. You pick whichever one you want to do first. And then there's a normal question card, which is just a white 2 and 2 card, which has like a really deep question on it. Because this game is all about building deeper connections, getting to know each other. It could be played with a stranger. I've made it for my guests, but I will be, you know, putting it out there for anyone. If you want to play it with your mom, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your friends, on girls' night, games night, play it with anyone. So yeah, are you ready to get deeper, Tracy?
Girl,
pick from the top of the deck.
Okay, so do I ask you the question?
You answer the question. You have to read it out loud. So you got a normal question card, yeah?
What shocked you the most about adulthood? I'm not gonna lie, the tiredness.
Hey.
Like, I feel like when I hit 30, it was like a deep transition to like how my body just operated. I'm naturally like full of energy, and like now I actually have to actively go to bed at a certain time if I know that I'm going to operate correctly the next day. That's a big shock for me. And people always say like when you get older, you know, your friendships change and stuff like that, but genuinely, like when you get older, it's like the people that you're used to speaking to like all the time, just naturally, because of life naturally changing, it just, you have to accept that, I guess. You kind of have to accept that. You have to make like a conscious,
from certain friends.
You have to make a conscious effort to like uphold certain relationships. It gets hard, because people have kids, people, you know, life just moves, should I say, and that I would say those are the 2 major things for me. It doesn't help that I'm anemic, but
for real.
I'm always tired. I'm always sleeping, but before.
But you work hard. That's
and I
why you're tired.
A lot. So those 2 things I would say.
I don't know. I think I'm very new to adulthood. Like I actually deep it. If you're an adult when you're 18, which I think I've genuinely started to be an adult when I was like 19. Yeah. I've been an adult for 3 years, so I'm still very new. It's new. And I don't even live alone yet. So I feel like also new. There's
phases to adulthood. I feel like on paper, yes, you're an adult when you're 18, but you're
that's
still
what I'm saying.
A child. When I feel like it's when maybe kind of like you start moving out of like your parents' house.
That's what I'm saying.
Like everything that every bill is on you.
It's
like
horrible.
every responsibility. You can't.
Yeah.
People still have help. Yeah. You know, you can still fall back on your parents, but it's just a different kind of. Yeah. It's a different kind of responsibility. Like. Yeah. Those are the 2 main things.
The only thing that I've started thinking about, I'm literally only 22, but I've actually started thinking about like, you could put that to the side actually. I've deeped that I'm not old yet, and my mum is thankfully not old yet, but I don't know why I'm already thinking about this. Like, when my mum does get really, really old, I need to be in a place where, like, she's good. Like, she's
That's what
good.
I think about as well. Like, I think
Like, she
about
needs
that
to be
all the time.
good.
That's what I think about all the time. Like, that's what, as much as you know, I don't really have the greatest relationship with my mum, like, in comparison to my dad. But because I see how hard my mum has worked for us and, like, the privilege she's allowed us to have. Yo.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think you don't have a great relationship with your mum?
I feel like, that's a bit deep, innit? I feel like I'm I can be not stubborn, but I want things how I want things. And my mum is like that too.
So you butt heads.
And we butt heads. And I feel like my mum had this fantasy when she had like a daughter that she expected the daughter to be in a particular way. And I was never that way. She wanted me to be like some girly girl. She used to compare me to people that I'm just like, I'm
got the opposite.
far from that person. And I have to admit, I'm not like a typical girl that you would meet on the road. I don't care or like a lot of things that the average person would like. I don't care. So and also I'm a tomboy. So she had 2 boys first. So she wanted a girly girl.
Got a girl
so
now,
she had
the girl's not even
girl that's a
like,
boy. What again?
Yeah.
So on top of that, it's like my mum wanted me to sit in the kitchen when she's like cooking, but a lot of these things, I feel like she was just trying to prepare me for like marriage or whatever. So she thought that I couldn't cook. But now that I'm older and she's clocked that, I didn't have to stand on your head in the kitchen to learn. Let me learn how I cook my way. But she wanted things done her way. So that clashing. But honestly, I feel like moving out has, and everyone says this, but it's still not where it needs to be, but it's better than what...
much better.
I'm sure that you can even see like it's better than what it was. And like, I just feel like my mum has done, like, she's accomplished a lot of milestones that the average, should I say, immigrant hasn't been able to accomplish. So I want to just give my mum accolades and I want to give back to her because like she has set us up, like she set her kids up, like, so it's like,
and that hard work mentality is definitely trickled out. I think that's a Nigerian thing.
My mum is not young and she's still going to, I'm like, Mum, calm down.
But it's a choice.
Yeah, I'm like, she can chill. My mum can chill. But I'm like, Mum, calm down. Like, my mum doesn't understand. My mum doesn't see relaxing. She sees relaxing as a privilege. She sees going out and even eating out as you have to have worked hard for. The other day I went to Echo, my favourite Nigerian restaurant around the corner. I ordered pounded jam and whatever. She said, anyway, you deserve it. I was thinking, this is so basic, but okay, So for her, it's like, it's a reward. And I want to be able to I want to be able to like show my mum and give her back to her in a way that she knows that it doesn't have to be something that she feels like it's a reward. It's just like, you're allowed to enjoy life now. You've worked hard. Like, just chill, man.
But knowing your mum, you could retire your mum. You could give her a fat check, car,
tell me about one
your mum will still go work.
She's in Malaysia. What are you doing there? Calm down.
I can't deal.
But so
I got a split card. Something you have always felt guilty about. Something you're most proud of. Something I've always felt guilty about. Oh, I don't know about always feeling guilty about, but one thing that I do feel guilty about, like that I do sometimes and then I immediately feel guilty about is like when I'm really harsh on my mum. Like maybe like for not understanding certain things or not knowing how to do certain things. I feel like sometimes I snap at her, but then I will like say, if, for example, I'm downstairs and I snap at her and I go upstairs, I feel so bad and I go back down and I like try and rectify it. But then I also just feel bad the whole time. It's like little things like just like helping her with the laptop or like, how do I attach a file to, and then I just say, Mummy, how do you not know how to do this? But then I watched a video one time and someone was just like, you actually should treat your parents with more like, because imagine you not knowing how to do something, you ask someone, they say it was a teacher and they made you feel stupid. Do you know how that actually makes you feel? So that's what, I feel like a lot of people do that when they have immigrant parents as well, because they don't understand a lot of things, but we've grown up in 2 different countries.
I'm similar to my mum, like, can start with my mum.
That's
when
what
I
I'm saying.
start
And
now,
you might be very like,
but
something just came to my mind, but like, why are you doing something this way?
And I can speak to her really harshly.
And it does really.
But I don't feel bad. I need to start feeling bad. No, I feel bad now as I've gotten older. I've like, but growing up, because we had that cat and dog.
Yeah. Oh,
what?
Tom and Jerry.
Me and my mum was Tom and Jerry.
Jerry.
Blow for blow?
Tracy. I'm gonna say this. I'm about to cut it out, but what absolutely? I said I'm scared of Tracy. Your mum boiled water in the kettle, and it's not that big of a deal. I feel like people do that.
No, let me talk about the context.
No, let me talk about the context, because you keep saying it wasn't that bad. Your mum drinks whatever water she wants to drink. You
never forget this story.
She boiled water and she put it in a bottle and put it in the fridge. And Tracy was like, it was like a nolly. You know, if you could hear the Nollywood. When Tracy found that water, she said, what? And she went to the kitchen and she went to the living room and she was like, did you boil water in the kettle? And then put it in the fridge. And your mum was like, yeah. And then she was like, why? Why did you do that when you go buy bottled water? And then she was getting on to her. And I was just there like, what is going on? So bad for the poor woman.
Okay, sorry, because we have to unpack where
let's unpack.
It's coming from. Because it might seem like I'm just getting on to my mum because she's boiling water. And I understand.
Yeah.
Now that I'm obviously seasoned and more mature,
yeah,
I get it. And especially in this economy, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta boil water sometimes.
But I feel like my mum is always living on survival mode, and I try and get that out of her because she doesn't have to do that. And I feel like
it's ingrained.
In her in everything that she's done, in everything that she does. It's ingrained in her, and I feel like my mum has had to take some L's in this life. Yeah, my mum has had to take some L's in this life because she's tried to always go down the cheaper route or route that she feels like is benefiting her in this moment. And I'm just trying to get her out of that mentality because you do not have to do this. I understand that you have to be frugal in certain circumstances and you have to, be smart with your money, but there's a limit.
There's a time.
I'm like, Mum, like, we're not in that place anymore when you first moved to the country.
That's trauma coming through though.
Yeah, and I understand. And it's that I feel like my delivery is wrong, but my message is because I care.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Well, a big part of getting a message across is in the delivery. So what you're saying is not even wrong.
And I feel like
100%.
I'm learning in how to speak to my parents a lot. In a way that they can hear me. Because also when I used to speak to her in that way, it's like, I'm attacking her, she's attacking me, we're fighting.
Yeah.
But now it's more like, but Mum, why? Like, why do you feel... Yeah, like, why? Then... Like, I don't want you to live in this way because you don't have to. And you actually have the privilege.
You communicating like that comes across more as caring than coming across as attacking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so the other side of the card says something you're most proud of. We've kind of spoken about it. Graduation, the show. Here we are. Oh yeah, your turn.
Do you think you have a healthy perception of love? No.
Elaborate.
No, I feel like I don't. I feel like I'm a very self-sufficient person, and I feel like that is a good thing and a hindrance to me wanting to like find love. I don't think. Also, I feel like just around me in general, I don't really have a relationship where I've looked up to and been like, I want that.
And that's the same for a lot of people.
Yeah, I want that. And I feel like that has like maybe manipulated my view of like wanting love. I've always, and I feel like I have an unhealthy balance of self-sufficiency. To the point,
you're very self-sufficient.
I'm too self-sufficient to the point where people think like,
is everything okay?
Is everything okay? Like, is there a problem? And I'm trying to come out of that. Like, I'm never one of those people who, like, I'll go out, I'll look nice or whatever, but if no one talks to me like that, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to start thinking, oh, why did no one talk to me?
Yeah.
We go again. That's how I am. So, but I feel like that's also because there isn't a perception of love that I've seen around me that I crave.
And that's a big thing. It's a big thing, especially with marriage, when people are like preaching marriage. Well, show me a couple examples of a good marriage. But do I have a healthy perception of love?
I think you have a healthier one than me.
I think it's actually very scary how much I still believe in love despite the things that I've seen and witnessed in my life. Like, I love that you do. I'm a lover girl. I love that. I don't even know it must come from movies because I haven't seen it in real life. But then I would say now, like watching my mum and my stepdad's relationship is like
they're
built
so
that.
cute.
They're lovely.
Yeah.
Built that back up in me. Like,
yeah.
Who do you look up to the most, and why are they a role model for you? TRACEYDEE.
Who, me?
Yeah.
You look up to me?
Yeah, come on.
Most.
I do.
No.
And you know this.
No, but you can see how shocked you said.
Why are
the
you
most.
shocked?
I don't know. Like,
Why are you shocked?
I feel like I just genuinely because I'm still a work in. I'm progress.
I'm progress.
I'm progress.
I'm progress.
I'm a progress.
I'm not even lying.
Work.
It actually is. Like, it really is.
Thank you so much.
It really is. I feel like you're very hardworking.
Yeah.
You're very much like. I feel like I can't be lazy around you. Like, not even because you'll get onto me, but just, you know, when you're around someone that's always...
Yeah.
It's like, I need to also be on my Zoom.
And I feel like I have that effect. That's one thing. I'm not far from perfect, but if I do have a positive effect on people that's around me, it's in that way.
Yeah.
Like...
And it really does show, because I've... A couple of my friends actually come up to me, like, not come up to me, but like, they've said to me recently, like, you know, when I see you doing things, like, it literally makes me think, I need to be doing more. And I'm like, damn, like, I'm getting that from you.
Yeah,
other people are getting that from me. Like
literally,
it's crazy.
Like,
it's crazy.
I talk about, with my friends and stuff, like, what they're doing, what extra plans that they have. Like, I'm not even trying to be involved in what they're doing.
Do you know one thing I do struggle with, though? Like, because I'm, like, now I'm naturally, like, from you, from your mum, from my mum, like, even my dad was very hardworking. It's ingrained in me to, like, always be so hardworking. And then, like, you know how you have different relationships with different friends? So I have a relationship with one of my friends where it's like we have these open conversations about what they want to do, what I want to do, and, like, what we're doing to get there. But then certain friends that I don't have that relationship with, I feel like I used to have a problem. You know how sometimes I used to exude quite controlling behavior? I've changed.
Scary.
Very scary. But it's like, because I don't know, like, you know when you want... You can see something in someone and you want better for them. And I used to be very controlling, which I've tried to stop. So I used to sort of, like, I'm trying to get it out of one of my friends. I'm trying to get it out of them, like trying to push them to do more. But if they don't want to do, people, I've really learned to, like...
And not everyone
first of all, don't offer advice when no one asks.
Not everyone needs to have that trait. Like, just because you're like that,
that's what I'm saying.
Whoever it's going to affect positively would naturally affect positively. You don't have to force it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I've had to learn that, because before it's like, you can't just have the same type of relationship with everyone.
Yeah,
like for example, me and Chelsea have that relationship where she will G-check me when I'm getting lazy. I'll G-check her when she's getting lazy. Like, but with other people, I have to understand that it's not that, and it might come across as
fine.
Like I'm
you have
over-involving
for
myself.
different reasons. Like, you have different friends for
that's
different
one
reasons.
thing I've had to learn.
That's
but
good.
You motivate me to, like...
I love that, and I'm happy that I actually have that effect, because a lot of people see this very, like, playful side to me, because you know that I have that dumb side, and they feel like that is who I am, but it's like that's just a side of me.
There's layers to people, though.
That's just a side of me. That's not who I am.
You're actually you're a serious person,
bruv. Like, people feel like I'm serious. Just on bants. Yeah, I love that for me. But
I feel like because we're really. I literally see all everything. Aspects of you, just like you see all aspects of me. So
who do I look up to?
Who do you look up to and why?
I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I feel like when I first started this, there was a few people that I, like, looked up to and wanted to like emulate, but being in closer proximity to like these people, I don't even want to.
No.
I want to be the best. I know this sounds so cliche.
No. Yeah, I hear it.
But I genuinely, there's no one, like, around in my peripheral view that I want to be like. Like, there's people that I admire that, you know, Kobe, there's those people that are doing amazing things that I grew up with, that I knew, that I know that are doing great things. But no, there's no one that and I think that's a bit sad.
No, I don't think so. Because that's giving me more, like, you're very sure in yourself.
Yeah, I feel like...
And you don't even need, like, I feel like sometimes... Like, not in every situation, but, like, let's say when you have someone that you're looking up to, it's like that's a goal that you're trying to get to. Yeah. But you have your own goal that you're trying to get to. In fact, you're seeing yourself at the finish line, not someone else at the finish line, which makes sense.
It's like, it's through, like, the heartbreak that I've had through being in close proximity with like certain individuals that
and it doesn't live up to what you thought. It doesn't
live up to what I thought.
Yeah, and that's
they would be.
Yeah.
I'm just like, everyone's just human. Like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't take away from what they've accomplished. I rate it. I respect it. But I don't know, man.
We'll do one more card. Get one.
Nicest thing you've done out of love.
And the other side?
Oh, craziest thing you've done out of anger.
Which one do you want to answer first?
Oh, God. Craziest thing I've done out of anger. Oh, God, this is the first time that we're ever speaking about this.
Reveal it.
No, actually, I think I've told you, but like, one of my ex like partners, I jumped like,
no, that's crazy. I remember that.
I would think I was in a trance because thinking back at it now, I just jumped in the window.
I just jumped.
Not just, but it's mad. Like,
but
it knocked me out, so I jumped through the window.
I hear it,
and
I've like
they knocked me out. There was obviously context, but I essentially broken. Like I jumped in the window, and it was mad. Like I would never even think of doing that now. But that's one of the craziest things that I did out of love.
I just broke into I didn't break in. I got into the building by pressing the neighbour's bell. And then I sat in the hallway in the dark, waiting for them to come home. And then they came home and they told me to leave. But yeah, anyways, that's one of the craziest things I've done.
What's the nicest thing that I've done out of love? I think out of love. Probably like booked a holiday.
Oh, for who?
For one of my exes that I didn't even go on. Like,
what?
I didn't even go. Like, just
what, you booked it for them?
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. I was just
that's so cute.
Yeah. Booked it.
Me one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does your life look anything like how you imagined it when you were younger? No.
Wait, say that again?
I love this question. Does your life look anything like how you imagined it when you were younger?
Ooh.
No.
Really?
Like, not at all.
What did you think it was going to be?
Because I was a footballer.
Eh? Yeah, you were.
I was actually a pro footballer. I used to play football. Like, I played football. Like, I was scouted. I used to play, like, Saturday league, like, kind of thing. So, until my mum had an accident and stopped taking me to training, and that just crushed my dreams. But even to the point where my coach wrote a handwritten letter to my house, sent it, and was like, we need Tracey back. But, I was playing football.
The team were fighting for their life without you.
The team had dissolved.
Absolutely losing.
They've dissolved, but no, I thought that I would play for England, and I feel like
you genuinely could have.
No, everyone has an innate talent that they are born with. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, I have brothers, so naturally I'll be playing football with them in the garden. But my skills, some boys were even embarrassed to play football with me. Yeah. No, that they wouldn't want to. You know, you don't want to get shamed up by girls, so they'll calm down when I'm playing football. They'll
respect themselves.
They'll sit on the sideline. Yeah. So I thought that I would be playing football, but because my mum couldn't take me to training anymore, just naturally, I was young. I couldn't always we used to go training in Catford. So I couldn't train anymore and stuff. So I thought it's so mad because if I was actually playing football now, my life would look so different. But yeah, I thought I was going to be a footballer.
And now you're a director.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I
think my life pretty much looks like how I thought it would.
I love that though.
Yeah.
I love that.
No
surprises there.
No, but it's just the way it's happened. I said, God damn. But it's like heading in the direction that I always thought it would.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. At all.
At all.
But yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for having me.
I've literally enjoyed this.
Have you enjoyed it
so much? Yeah, I have.
It's been the best one. Top 2.
Bottom tier, joking. It's actually been like my favorite one.
Lies.
Right.
I don't know.
It's actually because obviously.
Oh yeah.
It's you in it.
Yeah.
It has. I've actually enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed it?
I've loved it. I've never been on a podcast. I never speak about myself in this way. Like
I know, and I can tell you were very uncomfortable speaking about yourself.
Yeah, I was like, what do I
love? What's wrong with you?
Let me just get on with it. That's what I love doing. Let me get on with it.
Let me just do it and not say anything.
Yeah.
No, but the bigger you get, you're going to be invited on for interviews.
Amen. Yeah, so maybe this is the first of many.
First of many for real. Yeah, Jazz. Yes. That's my girl.
What? Let's go and swallow that lobster.
What? To absolutely crack every nook and cranny of that lobster right now. We're about to go see your lobster. Ciao. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, you're welcome. Anytime. I'll come back.
Oh, come back.
I got you.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the 2 and 2 podcast. As usual, follow us on Instagram, TikTok at the 2 and 2 pod. Subscribe to the YouTube at the 2 and 2 pod. And remember, you can listen anywhere you get your podcast from. So Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you listen, you can listen. Thank you guys so much, and see you guys in the next one.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. I loved it. Hey, girl. Loved it. Well done.